want to document what I'm doing for this month's XE Community Music Songwriting Challenge. This month we're recreating a track. I've chosen The Sick by Pig. I don't want to play too much of the original for, sake of not getting this video pulled, but it's sort of a fun 3/4 groove. It's almost like very grimy burlesque. Play a little bit of the original. So you can hear 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Logic offers some stem separation tools. I did not get to use that because I have an old computer and it only runs on the new silicon chips, but I do have a program called iZotope that has some tools for stem separation. So I used that and it yielded drum track, guitar and synth down here. Sorry, I have my drums that I programmed in there. I just want to go through the drums mostly today, but just, just so you hear that there's a separate track for guitar, a separate track for vocals, and for bass. I think Logic's stem separator actually can separate keys from guitars and stuff like that. Very exciting. But I wanted to further make the drum track easier to use. So I decided to, since it has all of the elements of the kick, the snare, hi-hat, and cymbal, I wanted to make it a little easier for myself. So what I started doing was running the channel EQ and the noise gate to further break down the drum track into kick down here. I screwed it up, so it's called kick redo down here, the snare track, and the cymbal track. And so by using an EQ and a gate, I was able to take this drum stem and apply whatever EQ that I was using. I had redone the snare at some point, so I used this EQ on it. So the original one without the EQ sounded like this. Right? And then with the EQ on it, this is sounding awful, but it does yield a usable snare track. And then with a little gate. And it yielded out a track where I can see the snare hits, as well as a track where I did just the cymbal hits. I ran a different EQ on that, where I just cut all of the highs off. Excuse me. I cut all of the lows off. So let's just turn off these other bands. Come on, go off. Yeah, so I kind of used this guy. And just all of the upper frequency information gives me the cymbals. Get rid of that whistle. And I can further make it. Come on. There's this guy, all the way down there. There we go. still quite a bit of snare, but when you use that, and then I did something similar for the bass, excuse me, the bass drum, kick drum. So it ends up with yielding out these three different tracks, the kick, snare, and the cymbals. And then you can sort of use that information to say like, oh, the snare and the cymbal is hitting on the same time. And it's not like I'm really listening to these, I'm just using them for timing information. So I'm able to say, when I'm programming my drums, oh, I need a kick, I need a snare and a cymbal hit here. And I need a, whoa, what do I need? Oh, I need a kick down there. And, sorry, let me hide that. Anyway, so by laying it out like this with kick, snare, and cymbals on top, it very much resembles how it would program into a piano roll, with kicks as the lowest element, snares, and cymbals up here. I have my drums are double bass drum kit through EZDrummer, and that's why there's a couple of kick lines. There's but they're all pretty much the same sound. It was just sort of my laziness as I was going through the piano roll to sort of hit on each one. But I can line up where all of my hits are visually and just kind of understand where I'm at and what kind of element I'm adding. Still have to listen to figure out which of these are, say, a hi-hat hit versus a cymbal hit. Hi-hats are cymbals, but you know what I mean. Crash cymbal is the other element that's kind of going through here along with a splashy hi-hat. So, and then I just, as I'm kind of going through a couple of measures at a time, take a listen back to the vibe of the kit. Oh, let me turn off that EQ. Alright, and that's how I'm approaching this element. Maybe I'll do another check-in where I show how I'm tackling the synth and guitars and the bass and all that good stuff. But yeah, just thought that using the EQ and the gate was a good way to figure out where to pop my hits on. I am mostly using the top track for sort of the hits because that's the sharpest and easiest to figure out where the hits actually lay, and then I can decode kind of what's happening, whether it's a kick alone or a kick with a hi-hat sound and or the snare with the big old cymbal crash. As I've been going through, I can figure out like, all right, that kind of thing is much more of a cymbal thing. This is much more of a hi-hat. Alright, maybe that'll help somebody else doing this challenge as they get their separated layers and all of that. Obviously you don't need to use Logic's built-in one. There are available, online stuff available as well. Anyway, yeah, happy hunting.